Well, hello everybody. Welcome. I'm so excited to start Zoom calls again and educating about the essential oils that we all know and love. My name is Kara Blattman-Rock, and I'm the founder of doTERRA in Israel. And I've been using essential oils since I want to say 2008, so about 12, 13 years. And my first introduction to essential oils was in my schooling for Ayurvedic medicine, and it was Banyan Botanicals, pretty decent quality, but not therapeutic grade, and it was mostly used for massage, topical massage. And then I started having babies and really knew that I wanted this alternative way, or this complementary medicine way of how to take care of my little babies. And I was introduced to doTERRA and immediately smelled and felt and saw the quality of these oils, and started using them, learning, bringing them into almost every aspect of my life, and moved to Israel and brought doTERRA to Israel. And so I'm an occupational therapist. I am also a yoga therapist and an Ayurvedic consultant for lifestyle, and an essential oil educator. And doTERRA is my only way of plant remedies and what I use for me and my family. I'm presenting today on a really fun topic: intimate touch and essential oils, and how to bring the two together in creating your love space. And I'm co-presenting with Hannah Frazen. We've been friends and essential oil educators and lovers for, gosh, maybe you're gonna have to speak on that, Hannah. Like, I want to say over 10 years. And she's an aromatherapist and also founder of Oil for Me. It's a product line that's delicious and all over Israel, and she's launching her website as well. So she'll tell you about that. Welcome, Hannah Frazen, my dear. You're muted, just to know.
Yeah, thank you. Hi. So I know how long we've known each other because my 8-year-old was a newborn. So I'll always know by her. So yeah, it's been over 7 years, which is unbelievable that got introduced to you in the doTERRA family. And I'm super grateful for all of that. So yep. Yay. And I love this topic. And I'm so happy to be here presenting with you tonight to discuss this.
Yeah. So we've talked about wanting to keep this a 45-minute presentation, because that's just the best for all of our time and our attention. So let's just jump into it. Yeah. So
right. I just want to say, anyone who has oils, grab them. In particular, if you have cinnamon, whisper, passion, you happen to have a vanilla oil, what else? Rose, cardamom, maybe. Anything that's in passion or whisper is great. And ylang, any oil. If you don't have those and you love something else, you can bring that. But that's what we'll be focusing on tonight. So yes, get ready to open your heart space.
Amazing. So we're going to first talk about touch and its role in intimacy, and its role just in emotional and physical health. So I'm an occupational therapist, is my first degree. I worked a lot with kiddos with sensory processing disorder and adults with sensory processing disorder. And one of the biggest things so we learn all about the neurochemicals in the body, and these are chemicals that your body naturally makes. And some of the big ones that you make through the activity of touch, whether it's kissing, cuddling, hugging, professional massage, or a massage from your partner, is serotonin. And everybody's probably heard of serotonin, but serotonin is a neurochemical that your body naturally makes when it's exposed to touch, and it calms the body down. It also helps the mind to focus on a single point of focus. So in this particular conversation and discussion, we're talking about connecting to your intimate partner. And I know in a massage or even sometimes during intimacy, your head can just be in this other place. And so touch, starting the process with touch, um, and the oils, we'll talk about what the oils do, can really bring you into that conscious moment and releasing serotonin, so the body starts to relax and ground. The mind begins to focus on what's in front of you, the present moment, and you're releasing that chemical serotonin. There's another chemical called dopamine, and that's a little bit with more firmer touch. So if it's like a stronger massage or an actual like weight, body weight on you or your body weight on the other, or a stronger cuddle or intimate moment, can also release the neurochemical called dopamine. And dopamine is just where your muscles in your body and your whole physical body really feels itself. And again, is another great chemical to help you be in the moment, focused and letting go of that thinking mind. There was one more thing that I wanted to talk to. Well, I'm actually going to bring that in with aroma. So to kind of touches to start, the touches that I recommend in the intimate moments is starting out with a massage, because obviously you're going to be able to bring in the oils very easily in that. And Hannah's going to talk about the aroma and the effects that that has on the body. But it's nice to just, you could still be in bed almost, mostly clothed or nicely clothed, and start on a massage for your partner. Or even better, I like when the massage is done on me, because it feels like, and I don't know if the other women on this call can relate, but like, I feel like it, and I know from the reading that I've done, it takes the woman longer to get into the moment, to clear your mind of all the many things that you're responsible for. Children, the house, may also your workload. And so starting with a massage done to you with the oil of your choice can really immediately take you out of your head and get you into the moment, stimulate your mood. And so Hannah, tell us the benefits of aroma and why it's so special to bring essential oils into this moment.
Okay. So first, I'm also going to add that the other, excuse me, other neurotransmitter that is produced through touch is oxytocin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is often associated with birth, but it's actually one of the reasons is because it helps the mother and child bond right after birth. For anyone who's given birth to a child, you don't necessarily want someone touching you right after, even if it is your own child. Some birth can be quite traumatic, and so luckily, the creator, the divine creator, also created oxytocin and has a plan to help us heal, right? The healing is already in the system. So oxytocin is produced when we are touched, when we touch others, and that really helps with the bonding experience and for two people to communicate and connect, excuse me, more easily. So that's another one that's really important in the process. So introducing aroma, introducing essential oils to the massage, we are then going straight for the limbic brain, right? Because we know that the oils go directly in through our nose, through our olfactory system, and directly into our emotional brain, the limbic brain. And our memories are stored there and our emotions are there. So if you think of vanilla oil, one of the oils we'll be talking about, when I just say vanilla oil and memory, I think of chocolate chip cookies baking in my grandmother's house. Whether they ever did or not, it is an association with the smell of vanilla, walking into a house and smelling those cookies, and it immediately makes you feel welcome and warm. Vanilla is a very sensual, warming, and everyone knows vanilla. It's very relaxing and grounding. Vanilla is actually from the seeds. It's not like most of the other oils we'll be talking about. It grows in a pod. and it's not steam distilled like a lot of the oils we'll be talking about tonight. So for many, until recently, doTERRA actually didn't make vanilla oil, not for sale. So I've been distilling my own vanilla oil for years. Vanilla oil in this bottle that I use for massage oils, and this smell is heavenly. And years before we discussed this topic, I happened to make my vanilla oil in a bottle with a heart on it because when you open it and smell it, it is just, it's a bottle of love oil. It is unbelievable, this smell. So anyone who wants to come smell this can come over.
Yeah.
We live in the north. So
And,
this is
and I
very,
would
yeah.
go ahead. I wanted to add to aroma, but finish, please.
It's a very warming oil. So vanilla makes a great base oil to use in a massage. I'm sure most people here have some products with vanilla in it, cream, a lotion, right? So everyone's familiar with vanilla, and it's a heart warmer. So
Amazing
great.
vanilla. And now vanilla is available through doTERRA only in the US, but it will be coming to Europe and Israel and internationally. Time frame, I'm not sure, but I kind of see that once it's released in the summer, or early the September convention in the US, it usually comes in the new year, or by the European convention is kind of how that works. So vanilla is coming, but if you know anybody that's traveling back and forth from US to Israel, grab one. It's divine. Did you get yours, Hannah?
I didn't get mine yet.
Oh man. Hers is coming from the US. So, and just another point on aroma, is this is a quote from Helen Keller, who she was blind. We know that. So then her sense of smell was very strong. And there was a point that sense of smell is stronger in women than in men. And she said, smell is a potent wizard that transports us across thousands of miles and all the years we have lived. Few would disagree that aroma is capable of triggering significant human emotions and responses. So just how, so the aroma and combining with the touch when you're setting up these moments in your life is such a great pairing. And so Hannah talked about vanilla. I just want to go into one more thing about sexuality, because like we're talking about intimate touch and oils, and we're using this like beautiful language to talk about the act of lovemaking, right? So in this book that I have, it's called Women's Power to Heal. She's an Ayurvedic practitioner and amazing. Her name's Maya Tiwari. And she has a whole section on women's sexuality, the way of love. And the way of approaching love and being in love can withstand the most horrendous, challenging forces of life that is brought on you. Because it brings a sense of unity to all couples and indeed the whole humanity. So like this topic is so important to me because I really put a lot of attention and consciousness into my approach to love in my couplehood with my husband. I think it's a very important thing to put attention to, and that's what this call is about, to make time for it, to set it up with touch and oils, because it's not just, it has huge benefits to you, your personal physical well-being and emotional well-being. It has huge benefits to strengthening your relationship and your coupledom as a couple. And it is world-changing. Like if you think about it, we're made out of love. We're made from love. And we make human beings from love. So this is just an important coupling. And the other thing that I love about this book is that women are inherently connected to this sacred interworkings of love on every plane of consciousness, and more so than men. And so it's important that we are active in this process, and that we're um, motivated to initiate it and get it going in our life, because it's important. And it is excellent to provide, because in Ayurveda it's called ojas. So this is your like vital energy, and you produce it through the act of lovemaking. And ojas, or vital energy, it brings youthfulness, vigor, vitality to your skin, to your muscles, to your bones, to every part of your body. It makes you younger. It's like the elixir of immortal elixir, like lovemaking.
Awesome.
So let's start going into the oils.
Okay.
So
I just want to add,
yes,
I want to add from the neuroscience news and research section of technologynetworks.com, if anyone wants the article. The article is printed in May of 2018 by a scientific researcher, and she's quoted here, Emma Young, saying people with a keener sense of smell find sex more pleasant, and if they're female, they have more orgasms during sex. So I say that about sums it up, y'all. That's why we need the oils.
Yes, exactly.
If you
Awesome.
didn't read before, there you have it.
And if you have any questions, just put it in the chat, and whoever's not speaking will like answer the question. So we covered vanilla. Do you have anything else to add about vanilla?
No, it's awesome.
Okay.
It's awesome. In the blends we're going to talk about also. So.
Yeah, it's in almost every blend. So the first blend I'm going to bring up is Whisper. It's an older blend. It's been around since the beginning of doTERRA. So it's probably like a 2008, 2009 creation. It used to be, now it's only available in the touch. In the US, I'm not sure if Europe it's different. It used to be in the little small dropper bottles, which I personally kind of like. I like to have both options, but this is what we have now. So the touch. And so in the Whisper Touch, I have it tagged so we can say exactly what's in it, is ylang, which is an aphrodisiac. Oh wait, I'm looking at Terra Shield, different oil there.
Not an aphrodisiac.
But yeah, ylang is also in Terra Shield. Interesting. It's in with ylang, patchouli, bergamot, sandalwood, rose, vanilla, jasmine, cinnamon, vetiver, labdanum, and cocoa. So first of all, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 oils in this gorgeous blend. And this is the oil of femininity. So it's not, they didn't specifically educate and tag this oil as a enhanced sexuality oil, but it is, oh my gosh, those oils in it is like sandalwood, rose, vanilla, jasmine, cinnamon, and ylang. It has 6 aphrodisiacs in it. And aphrodisiacs defined is it helps to stimulate your sexual energy. That in yoga we call it that inner Shakti, like bringing it up to this elevated level. And this is divinity. This is, that inner Shakti, that inner just bringing it up and connecting it with your partner's inner Shakti and divinity. So this blend is really related to female sexuality. It helps to bring up that feminine energy, that passion and sexuality. It also is helpful for healing old wounds around sexuality, femininity. If there's any, trauma there, Whisper is really helpful for that. And so I just like, after the mikvah, or that it's a night that you want to pay attention and put time into your partner and yourself, rubbing it on the chest and the neck, and rubbing it on his chest and neck. It smells divine on masculine energy. Like they're kind of promoting it as a feminine blend, but when he wears it, when my husband wears it, I'm like, oh, what do you have on? And he'll say, I put a little bit of Whisper on. I'm like, oh my goodness, let's go.
Right, Whisper is one of those oils that really changes on different people, actually mixing with their pheromones. So that makes sense that on him it smells too very different because he is male. And yeah, it's great. I think it's a really great one for men.
Yeah,
it also helps men get in touch with their feminine side and connect. And like you were saying, because of the jasmine, it's the jasmine that helps us heal our sexual history, trauma, whatever it is, maybe even a trauma from a different lifetime. You don't even know why you might be having issues. So that's the jasmine, and Whisper is a great way to get that and use
right.
that.
And I love that. I love the blend. I love jasmine blended because on its own, it can be a little strong and almost smell a little on the decaying side of things, you know, because it's just a strong scent. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you were stuck for a second.
Okay. So I like when jasmine's blended with other oils because by itself it can be a little strong. So let's go into a single oil. What do you want to go into ylang ylang?
Is it just someone unmute themselves? Also see Kara freezing.
Am I freezing? Oh man, I
Kara's
have full
freezing.
bars.
I'm freezing. Thank you. Okay.
Can you?
Great. So I'm
unfrozen?
gonna go on to the next oil. While we see what happens. Kara, you're back with us?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now we can.
Okay, great. So do you want to do ylang ylang next since it's in the Whisper?
Sure. Well, ylang ylang is from a beautiful flower. One of the interesting things is a lot of these oils that we're talking about come from Madagascar, right? The ylang ylang and the vanilla and cinnamon. I think there was also something else that we're talking about here. So I found that really interesting. There's something about the Madagascar region that is producing all these loving, luscious flower oils. So ylang ylang is from the flower, and one of the really beautiful things about oils from flowers that flowers have a whole life cycle that we see, right? They start closed, it's a bud, and they gently open, and then there's this full open stage. So when you think about connecting with another person, with your partner, with yourself, often we could be feeling closed off, tight, not in the mood, I have a headache. And then when you use the flower oils, you can be like the flower and ease into it and slowly open up and go for that connection and then really express yourself. I mean, think of a fully open rose. The difference of a rose when it's a rosebud, which rosebuds are beautiful, but then as it opens and watching that happen, and then the full rose, it's such an expression of love and creation, and it's so many petals in one rose. So the flower oils, they show us, they're an example to us of opening our hearts, opening ourselves, making that connection, and showing ourselves, show people, who are you? Who did Hashem create you to be in this world? Show your beauty and be confident. I don't mean, in an exhibitionist kind of way. I mean, show up and be like, reveal yourself, open up. So flower oils are very important if you're feeling tight, insecure, maybe you just got used to being inside, it's been so long. Use some more flower oils. Some people don't like the intensity of flower oils. I have a good friend in particular, she really hates ylang ylang, and in the back of my head I'm always thinking, you need ylang ylang, it's because you're not playful enough. Ylang ylang is the oil of playfulness and childlike behavior. And if you are feeling tense, if you're feeling too much like adult pressure and responsibilities, use some ylang ylang. And that's actually one of the really nice things about Whisper, is that it's blended with all these oils. So you don't have to love one of the oils on its own. You can tone it down, use a little, but I definitely think if you are really repelled by ylang, to start with one drop, maybe add it with wild orange. That's a real crowd pleaser, and slowly ease it into your life. You can put it on your heart space. You can put it on like your sacral area, and try to really let in the playful behavior and open up in that way.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So another thing about ylang, can you hear me? I'm not frozen, right?
Yeah.
And I just was reading a little bit more about Whisper. Like, obviously this might be the oil of the talk, because it's like it wins one of the prizes for sure, because we all love it. But Whisper softens overly masculine individuals by getting them in touch with their feminine side, encouraging them to let go of pride and tough exteriors, allowing them to have more gentleness and ability to connect emotionally. Like, this is the oil that all men should put on. Right? Like, and possibly all leaders and presidents as well. We just mail it to them, and they'll be more connected with their feminine emotional side. So that's,
we'll start diffusing it through the air ducts.
Yeah, right.
Of the White House.
And then so like a personal story about ylang shared to me from my husband is like, so I've been doing essential oils with doTERRA for 13 years, and I really think that my husband started embracing them and using them in his own routine 3 years ago. You know, he was fine with me using them throughout the house and in our care with the children, but it wasn't in his personal routine until just recently, definitely under 5 years ago. And he uses ylang regularly, daily, after his shower with coconut oil. It's his lotion, like his body lotion, ylang and copaiba mixed together. And he was reading about ylang and how it helps to, it's an aphrodisiac for helping men to be in touch with their emotional sexual side and feminine sexual side. And it also helps you not to be overstimulated, so that, you know, your love space is over too quickly, if you know what I mean. So, because like we're talking about all this like intimate touch, and you know, it takes women longer to get into the mood and to climax, and men it's not. And so ylang helps to kind of balance those out for him, like, so, or for the man, so that you guys can be in the same timing and, you know, be in that space together for the amount of time it takes for both of you to really get the full pleasure and the full experience. So ylang-ylangling's good for timing.
That's a good tip, everybody knows that.
Yeah, take that one home. Get some of the ylang-ylang for your man. So Whisper is going to be the next, or not, Whisper, Passion's going to be the next blend that we talk about. And this one was specifically made, it's been around, but it's kind of a newer oil. It was made in the emotional kit. And there's a touch form. Hannah has the touch form. I just recently got the dropper bottle form, because I just like that I like my oils strong. I like them stronger. I also like the versatility that it can go in a diffuser, because this is a great oil in the diffuser in your space when you're like consciously setting up your space. Like, put the diffuser on, put some passion in it. But also what I liked about this is I knew we were having this talk, so I had to experiment. So I had a story to tell. And it was, I love the doTERRA's coconut oil because it's not too greasy, it doesn't have a smell. And so it was like doing some drips across his chest, and then some drips of the passion, and then massaging it on a front body massage, and what that does for us in the moment. And it's just the smell of passion is just, how can you not just be stimulated and in love with this, like just like with the oil on your partner's body? It's so amazing. And then it gets on you and it's so beautiful. And so in the passion is cardamom, cinnamon, ginger, clove, sandalwood. And then the flower is jasmine and vanilla and demoni-
Yeah,
demonia.
Damani, yeah.
Maybe you can speak about that. So like this one, I think people that maybe have a little bit more of an aversion to flower essences, it has less, like it's more about the spice in it. Um, and the spices are really aphrodisiacs for men. So putting it on your own body to really get the sparks going for your man is really great. Do you know anything about Demonia?
It's a big aphrodisiac and a hormone balancer. Yeah, it's sold actually. I don't know of it as an oil. I don't know what it smells like, but I know it as an herb, tea, etc. So yeah, you can take it in different forms. One of the great things about passion is everyone should just know you don't only have to use it with a partner. It's also emotional passion if you're feeling stuck, blocked, unmotivated. Oh, I have to write this speech. I have to do this thing, project. I have an idea for a project, but I'm not really sure what. Passion, it's the inspiring blend. It is super inspiring. All these oils that are in it get you moving. Like the cinnamon is a hot oil, so it warms up those ideas. It gets those wheels greased. And ginger is a root, and it's very deep and grounded. And ginger is great for moving energy around the body. So whether it's digestive energy or physical energy, sore muscles, ginger is great. So to get those ideas moving, to get you moving with your partner, to get you moving alone. So passion in the diffuser is amazing. And also the way you were talking about the massage, we use each other and use ourselves as diffusers. When you
Right.
have a massage, when you're massaging someone, I mean, the room is filled with it. It's amazing. I walk out of my bedroom in the morning and I'm like, I am a diffuser. My
Right.
diffuser necklace, and I'm just always smelling oils, putting on oils. So passion is really such a great one. Anyone who's feeling depressed or down, passion is really such a great and important oil to have around. And it also has the seeds, a lot of seed energy, the cardamom and the clove and vanilla. So seed energy, the oils that come from seeds are about potential. We're using that energy that's inside and ready to birth new ideas and new things. So
That's awesome.
passion
That's so
is a
awesome.
beautiful balance of seed oils and bark oils and roots and flowers. And this is really, I love this oil so much, in case you
Yeah.
didn't get that. But
Yeah, it's awesome. Like in this book that we all love, Emotions and Essential Oils, I just wanted to read this little piece about passion because it's so true. Like this is kind of the thinking process that gets in our way of emotional connection and intimacy is when you're overworking and being too serious, it can dull your sensitivity and your emotions. When you feel burdened or joyless because your sense of duty, like you're just like, I got to get this done. I have a busy day. Oh, now I'm tired. There's no way we're going to connect. That's usually my way of getting away from personal connection with my partner is these things, just being overworked and overthinking and have all that responsibility that I'm thinking about. So passion really encourages you to let that go and be spontaneous and know that there's more to life than working and obligation and being in that playful, emotional, connected side of yourself. So I love that's like the whole point of why to use passion in a massage or in your diffuser, um, and be conscious about it. Like use it and say, we're getting together tonight. I'm putting it in
right.
the diffuser. We're going to get the kids down early, and it's going to be a night of connectedness. But the other thing that I want to tell you gals is, women, is like, if you have time during the day, make time during the day. Like, it's hard to make space at night. Like, I just want to be in bed and cuddle and go to sleep, and it go nowhere outside of cuddling. And so it is beautiful to just make time during the day, schedule it in, like a massage or a yoga class. Like, schedule in intimacy in your daytime, once a week or twice a month, because it really will make a huge difference in your partnership. And this is what we're talking about, changes the world. Like, women, if you get in touch with your sexuality and your femininity and really couple it with your partner, it's life and world changing. And I'm serious.
And you can also use the oils for those cuddle times too. Like, it doesn't have to go past the cuddle, which, imagine that, cuddling and watching a movie together and just laying there together on the couch or in bed and having those oils. That connection it's like way deeper than just sitting and watching a movie together without the oils. It's really, and then the next day, there's a more of a closeness. If you sit there for an hour and a half or 2 hours for a movie and oils are on or the diffuser's on and you're smelling that, you're making a deeper connection. The oils are doing the work. They're sending their chemical messages to both of you. You're getting it. This is like, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
About the
so
connection.
We're almost at 45 minutes, and I know we have a few more oils. So we got to go quick through those.
Okay. We'll do them quickly. Rose.
I'm going to do rose and sandalwood, and jasmine we basically talked about. So.
Yeah. Okay. So rose is an amazing oil, and one of the things that makes rose so wonderful. I have just the roller right now. doTERRA does make the drops now, but rose is the oil with the highest vibration in the world of any oil, and that is because it takes so many rose petals. Right? I talked before about the rose, but it takes approximately 242,000 rose petals to distill a 5 ml bottle. That's this size, this little size. 242,000 petals, which is 105 pounds of rose petals. 105 pounds of petals. That's unbelievable. Just to give a comparison, lavender oil takes 3 pounds for a bottle 3 times the size. So it's so special. It's so important. And it's a plant of beauty and love. You can remember, I'm sure we've all seen movies where there are like rose petals thrown all over the bed for the couple that just got married and all over the floor. And it's a symbol of love and beauty, and the petals are so soft, right? So they're great in skin oil. They're great to touch and to feel. Roses is considered it's called the oil of divine love. So it's really super, super duper special. And it's a heart opener. So you can put the rose oil on your heart space, even on your stomach. If you get nervous, you can put it also behind your ears. It's a beautiful one. It's a beautiful one to pamper yourself with and connect with. Anything you want to add about rose?
Rose is, divine. I put it on my face every day for my skincare, and so does my husband. So it's in our daily routine, and it's not one that we put on so much individually when we know that we're going to connect intimately, but it's in the oils that we use. Like, it's in Passion, it's in Whisper. So we are getting it in, and it's aphrodisiac and high vibrational. And usually it's like in the evening, if we're connecting in the evening time, we've cleaned our face and put rose on already on our face. And I love rose. I'm so thankful that and I love that they have it in the touch form. I think it's that therefore it's affordable and accessible to everybody, and it's great for so many. It's so versatile in that way. So yes, everybody should have rose And then if you don't, it's in your passion or your whisper.
Yeah.
And so sandalwood is, I think that's going to be the last oil we talk about.
Mhm.
So sandalwood is only in this form, and it's a more one of the more it's kind of on the higher end of price point sandalwood, because it, you know, it takes a lot to make sandalwood, and the trees take a long time to produce themselves. So that's why sandalwood has the price points that it is. Sandalwood is an ancient oil. It's been used in practices throughout generations in Israel, in India, in it's always kind of included in some of the more spiritual awakening type practices. And but sandalwood is an aphrodisiac. I had it. It's it helps keep you grounded and close to your divine essence. And when we're talking about coming together in intimacy, it's bringing your neshama and your partner's neshama and your divine essences together as one, which, as we know, that's like one of the most spiritual, it is the most spiritual act that we can do together as human beings. And so sandalwood is a great one to add. You know, we're talking about a lot of oils, so like, you know, change it up. One night maybe don't use passion and whisper and just use sandalwood, and feel that connection to your own divine essence and bringing it together with your partners. It helps you to just surrender to the moment and really let go and let God and let your divine essences mingle and be in complete oneness with each other. So sandalwood is so beautiful. It smells amazing. Again, it's really thick, so I like to like dilute it with a little bit of coconut oil so it could be spread across the chest. I like to put it in the third eye and around the face so I can smell it the whole time. This would be a good one to use in your nighttime intimacy, because it also is really good for deepening your sleep. And so does orgasms and climax. So like, what a beautiful sleep you would have afterwards, coming together with your partner, having that beautiful intimate moment together, bringing your souls and your divine energy together, coming to this place of climax and really releasing and feeling this full pleasure. And then all those endorphins that are going for sleep enhancing. So afterwards, and with the sandalwood on, you would like have the best sleep ever.
Right. And we're in Kislev, it's the month of sleep. So this is where we can do our fixing of sleep. So we'll use all of our oils and we'll have a really romantic, lovely evening and then get a great night's sleep. Sounds perfect.
Amazing. So I posted, along with this series, an article done by, it's called Kosher Sex. I follow them on Instagram and Facebook. They have a shop in Jerusalem and in New York. And the woman's name is Hannah Botech, and she's her rabbi's daughter. And the rabbi is Rabbi Botech. I think I'm saying his name right, Boteaech. He wrote the book Kosher Sex. And they have great articles. If you're on Instagram or Facebook, follow them. But they had an article about cuddling after intimacy and after sex, and how important that is for the chemicals that are produced post sexual intimacy. And like, not just getting up immediately and brushing your teeth and getting ready for bed, like stay there in that moment and feel the bliss and what's being produced after, and still staying in physical connection and touch with each other. And there's a great article on their Instagram site, it's probably on Facebook as well, about the importance of the cuddle afterwards and not just rushing on to the next thing. So
beautiful.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So anything else, Hannah, before we end?
Well, I just wanted to share about Batsheva's love oil, because this is a blend that I made actually as a wedding gift for a friend of mine. And it has a bunch of the oils that we talked about. It has cinnamon and ginger and cardamom, plus geranium, which is also a heart opener and a love oil, clove, and citrus bliss. So some orange, some vanilla for some good high energy, and clary sage, which is a hormone balancer, and grape. So personally, you know, as a woman who just turned 50 in my perimenopause, I find that I just find the oils really important. I don't, you know, we want to make sure we spend this time together, whether it's physical or less physical, but to use the oils together and enhance our experiences. And these oils really do. So, you know, now we have it in this handy pump. I actually shared it at a outdoor event recently, and one woman put it on, right? She was accessing the ease of the pump. And these two women, they had their back to her. They weren't talking to her anything. And all of a sudden, one just turned, she's like, oh my gosh, you smell so good. And she just started touching her. She's like, I just want to be with you. I want to touch you. And we all started laughing. And they're like, what are you wearing? I'm like, it's an aphrodisiac oil. So I just felt like, wow, I just saw it really work in this open space, women who had their back to each other starting to connect. I just saw right in front of my eyes the power of the aroma and drawing people in and helping people connect. So it's really important. And if you're having a problem connecting, if you want to connect more often, if you feel like I am just too tired, I feel like using the oils, it's like, okay, fake it till you make it, put the oils on. Like, I want to be with my husband, I want to cuddle with my husband, whatever it is, it really enhances and adds, and yeah, it gives us like a little boost sometimes to make sure that the connection happens. So
Amazing. No, that was awesome. Thanks for sharing that. And please, like, let's just open it up for the next 3 to 5 minutes. If anybody, we did say that this was a discussion, not just a discussion between me and Hannah. So please, you know, share an experience or a question that you may have in this topic at some, like, we're not the experts exclusively, like if anybody else has a oil that they've used that they feel is really beneficial for this topic, please share with us, and show yourself if you can. Take your
I want to also just add that, you know, we're talking about oils for intimate touch, but this applies to non-intimate touch as well. It applies to a nice touch with your children, with a friend, with yourself. Love yourself. You know, put a nice massage oil on your arms, on your legs. Like, what a great way to start your day or end your day. You know, we forget we can actually create our oxytocin ourselves by touching and giving ourselves a foot massage, a leg massage. So it doesn't have to be intimate touch. We all should just connect more.
Thanks, Hannah. Hi, Karen. Do you have anything to add?
Actually, no. It was an amazing summary of all the oils that I love and in love with. Just want to say thank you.
Thank you. Nice to have you on. Thanks,
Of course,
Shani.
always.
Yes, thanks, Annette and Anat and Dolores and Adaya and Esther and Cheryl. Does anybody else want to have anything to add? I see a Lawrence. I don't know if I've met you before, Lawrence.
No, nothing to add, but I need all of these oils in my life. So we'll talk tomorrow.
Yes, we will. So next week, Wednesday, we're going to start a little earlier because we're going to interview Shira Chernobyl. And she is my mother-in-law and the first doTERRA wellness advocate in Israel. And she created the recipe that is now the Neshama blend that's available in the Holiday Guide and in Europe and doTERRA Israel. And it's been used in many, many ways prior to being released from doTERRA Europe. And so we're going to speak to her about the history of the Neshama oil and how it came to its creation. and how it's now available worldwide with doTERRA, and what an amazing success that is for her and for doTERRA Israel to have a Hebrew name and to have the blend that it comes from our ancestry and our cultural roots in Israel, and it being shared all over the world. And so we're going to talk to her about that creation and the history of the creation. And anybody can please be on and be here to make it a discussion. And I really want to start making these Zoom calls what's called a discussion, so not just a presentation. And so I encourage you to think about coming on next week, and then whenever you get on, and put your cameras on, and let's be like a community where we like see each other, and because I miss all of your beautiful faces. And I know some of you it's at night, and maybe you're in a room with a child, so there's not going to be any, if you can't, you can't. But if you can, and you can prepare yourself for doing that for the next time you're on, I'd love to see your faces and hear your voices. And you can speak in Hebrew if that's more comfortable as well, or whatever language is best for you. So I love that we're doing this again. It was so much needed. And thank you all for being on. And we hope to start planning some in-person events in Israel, and maybe I'll be there.
Yes, yes.
There is actually a plan for me to come out to Israel, but I'm not saying it yet until I know 100%. So I love everybody, and I'm so glad you're on, and that you're changing the world with using oils and being in touch with your intimate self and your intimacy with your partner. And let's just put out more love. Like, I love the expression, create more love, not more war. Let's just create more love. Okay.
Yeah. And if you don't have a partner, these oils will help you attract one, because you will be opening your heart and more able to receive your partner.
Yeah.
So not just for partners.
Yeah, or if you don't want a partner, it'll just strengthen your partnership with yourself, your love for yourself. Okay, everybody, have a beautiful evening, beautiful day for those of us over here. Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Good night.